Now we're going to go over to our empty, go to our properties. I'm going to change this back to timeline, make sure that we're on keyframe 1. We're going to hit I to insert a keyframe. Then we're going to drag it all the way to the end, 250, and set it to 100. Then if we play it, we've got this sci-fi optical illusion kind of looking thing. We need to animate this tunnel. See, normally what I'd do is I'd move the camera, but the problem with moving the camera and grouping all of this to it is that the empties seem to play up. So we're just going to move this house, this cylinder. So what we're going to do is we're going to go open everything up, and we're going to make sure that we know where our camera is. So this is like set at 0, and our camera, whereas our camera, we want to set this also to -10, so we know it's here. Then what we're going to do is we want to move this camera from, sorry, we want to move this object from here to here. So move it to 0 to start with. Make sure that on making sure we're on keyframe 1 and hitting I. Then we want to drag it all the way to 250 and hit -20. Then I. Now if we play it, we have this happening. It's all very, very slow at the moment because we've set everything to 120. We can change all of that. Actually, let's just do that now so everything's a bit quicker. So just click on that keyframe and drag it to 120. Then anything else you've got animated, like the empty, just click on it and drag it all the way to 120. And that's everything that we have. Now when we play it, it will move a bit quicker, but we need to set this to 122. Like so. Now, we want to add on add in another empty. So go add in plane axis, and this is going to be 0, 0, 1, and we need to make sure that we remember that. Go G, Y, and 10. Now let's put it here. Then click back on our cylinder. We're going to go add modifiers, and this is going to be a mirror modifier. And this is going to be on the X. No, it's not. It's going to be on the Y, and we've got to go select the empty 001. Then unselect X and hit Y. Then what we want to do is just hit apply. Now we can get rid of this empty and click back on our object, and we want to add an array. And this array, we want it to be 0 here, and on the, so we want it to be 0. We want it to be 0 here too, and on the X we want it to mirror on -1. Then we want to bring up the arrays to as much as you like. I'm just going to go with 20. Then we're just going to hit apply. Now when we play it, it's going to move back like so. And let's see if this actually works. We go all the way back to our keyframe 1 and hit here and zoom in. And as we see, it loops. So let's go make sure that we click on our our cylinder and go Shift A, apply scale, and let's bring it all the way back, and we're going to hit on this, and we're going to hit I to insert keyframes all on here. Then we're going to drag it all the way to the end, and we're going to give this 330 degrees and hit I. Then we have this spinning illusion that just keeps happening. Then you're going to go and get our point light, and we want to change the color. So we want to insert it, let's say we want to insert this here at keyframe 1. No, or do we want to change the color of this? No, we don't. So let's go back to our cylinder. We're going to go to our textures, go to this, and we want to change the color of this to neutrally color, like, I don't know, that. And we're going to actually change the color of this, so we're going to hit I, drag it all the way to the end, and hit I. Then we're going to go drag it all the way to 60. We're going to change the color to a nice blue. Then we're going to insert that keyframe. Then when we play it, it's just going to be changing the color. So guys, if you want to make this an even longer looping animation, we can always go over and split this all into the graph editor, hit N, go to modifiers, add a modifier, and this is going to be a cycle modifier. And this is just on the point light. Then anything else, like the empty, you're going to have to add in the same cycle modifier. And anything else that you had a animation on. And now, when we go back to this timeline, we only set everything to 120, but if I bring this up to, I don't know, 300, play it, in theory, this should just keep looping. No, it doesn't. Why does it not keep looping? But this does. So we need to go back to our cylinder, and we need to change this on this graph editor. So go down here, and all these locations here, we need to go, so it's got a cycles, this doesn't have a cycle, so we need to go cycles. Here we need to go cycles as well. So now when we play it, it's now forever going as long as we keep setting our timeline. You set it as long as we want, and it'll just keep on looping, guys. So if you enjoyed this, hit thumbs up. If you didn't, hit a dislike, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.